Hello guys, hope you're all doing well today. Coming at you with the next excerpt of my first novel in a series, Black and White Odyssey of Eden, continuing where I left off. So let's have at this. The scientist's demeanor took on a determined appearance, as did the general's. Do you have any other questions before we conclude this meeting, son? Do you have any family, sir? The general was surprised by this decidedly personal question, but his face slowly melted into kindness. Yes. 4 children and 10 grandchildren, and I've been married to the same beautiful woman for 27 years, who I love with all my heart. Why do you ask? I don't know, said the scientist. Why not? Good point. The scientist knew why he had asked. It was a reminder of what he was fighting for. Having never experienced the euphoria of romantic love, the joy of having children, it was a torturous commentary on his will. But he could live vicariously. He felt them all and knew how much they mattered through this man's life. When you exit this office, you are to act as if we were discussing my last briefing to the local research laboratory. You work there, right? I do. No mention of this is to occur. If anyone asks you, simply tell them that you came to discuss classified topics of scientific interest. You won't be lying. Understood. As the next 6 months went on, the scientist received shipments of various different pieces of equipment, usually for experimental measurements. From waveform oscilloscopes to high-fidelity scales, he steadily fashioned a more machined, state-of-the-art workshop. Whenever he needed work done that required more hands, he never told the contractors what they were building, and always managed it in a decentralized manner, never allowing it to be possible for any one person to put together all the pieces and see his final product. His first action, however, was to standardize the production of the machine he had built, and figure out the parameters that allowed for the development of the portal. He isolated every variable, from the strength of the electromagnet's dipole, to the pressure of the containment field, to the velocity of the system's rotation, to the size of the machine itself. With his expanded resources, he had managed to develop a technique to miniaturize the device and separate its various capabilities. He fashioned a series of small, black cylinders of the precise size to maximize the power of the interdimensional rift he had opened up with the resources at hand. It was nowhere near the maximum capacity he had discerned from his calculations, but it was far more powerful than his first creation, to the point where he figured out a way to use the interdimensional energy gradient to power the machine itself. It no longer needed to be plugged in to an external power source. But his time was short, desperately and unavoidably short, and he knew it. It pressed on his conscience, as if he were Atlas single-handedly holding up the weight of the world on his back. That name, it reminded him of something. Of someone. It was more than just an ancient Greco-Roman myth. He looked up and then shrugged off the notion. The few dimensional pockets that he discovered manipulated different portions of the energy wave spectrum of his host dimension. One absorbed audible energy, amplified it, and focused it. When released back into the host dimension, this energy could be utilized to a variety of different effects. Another altered the particle wave nature of matter, allowing one to, in effect, touch light and make it physical, give it mass. And another still altered the vibrational frequency of any material placed into it, to the point of being able to expand certain parameters of the host material, whether it be tensile strength, elasticity, and many other things. In his minimal time to exercise the muscles of discovery, he only managed to break ground on some of the most plebeian possibilities. As such, he worked feverishly, sometimes getting only a handful of hours of sleep over the course of several weeks. With one of the cylinders, he modulated it to, when initiated, produce a large glass-like oval with 2 small dimensional rifts, which he called loops, embedded within it. The dimensional rifts absorbed sonic energy and amplified it, and when released, the glass-like oval, which was opalescent yet translucent, would focus it in a particular direction, to devastating ends of anything in its path. He called this tool the Teletracing Interdimensional Opalescent Node, or TION. That's this section. I will come at you with the next one later. Love y'all. Peace.